Hello, good evening. It's me, Coach T, checking in real quick. And I do mean real quick. It is time for Let's Talk Tuesday. Hope you're having a good week thus far. It is Tuesday, but oh my goodness, it does
Good evening, it's me, Coach T,
feel
checking in real
like
quick, and I do mean real quick. It is time for Let's Talk
hold
Tuesday.
on.
Hope you're having a good week thus far. It is
My phone is on. It feels like it is Friday already. If you like me, you've had a busy week already thus far. So I'm just want to check in, and tonight's topic is just that trouble don't last always. And so I just want to come in and give a few tips and just say that I know everyone is probably getting ready for the holiday. You're getting ready to be with your families. You're getting ready to fight Black Friday deals and traffic and all that, those things. I ain't gonna say that good stuff. Well, maybe it's good stuff to some people because I know back in the day, I used to be that mama, especially when my kids were younger, who would be running through the aisles getting those toys and those deals. But it's not the same like it used to be anyway because people are doing crazy things. They're camping out 4 and 5 days in advance. They are I haven't even watched TV in a few days, but they just do crazy stuff, fighting. And just, I mean, they always been fighting, but now it'd be a rumble. So anyway, if that's what you do, then just be careful while you're doing it because it is crazy out there. But I know so this time of the year also, and I'm going to talk about some more things on Words of Wisdom Wednesday. Um, some people actually some people too are actually dealing with like depression and oppression and sadness. You know, the holidays aren't fun for them. The holidays aren't exciting or invigorating due to the loss of a loved one, due to maybe just life not being the way they want it to be or thought it would be at this time. And it's just a lot of different things that factor into our moods and our situations and circumstances. And I know if you are dealing with some things that are unexpected, such like I am, it also affects your mood. But the thing about it is we got to know what to do with our troubles because guess what? Trouble does not last always. And we have to be reminded of that. We have to, I'm sorry, hold on. We have to be reminded of that. We have to also be in a place where we understand and remember the troubles that we had before have passed away. The trouble that we've had before is no longer here. The trouble that we may have, I'm sorry, hold on a second. The trouble that we faced before is no longer here. So if you've come through, overcome, if you've passed, if you have able to look back and reflect on some things that have happened, then you know what it didn't last. You survived, you made it. Even with if you got some of those invisible scars and wounds, you've been healed. You have some reminders that that you're victorious, that you're overcomer. But it also reminds you that God is able. He's always there. Also gives you a point to know that God is with us no matter what. Hey, Brandy, and He'll see us through. So trouble comes, and I was just listening to an online Bible study, and it was like, trouble comes to everybody's door, but it can't come in unless God allows it. And then I got my little book out because every now and then we all get to the point where we're feeling some kind of way. We feel like we're on the upswing, and then things come to try to knock us down or deter us or make us feel like, okay, God, I mean, I thought you was on my side. I know I said that the other day. I'm like, I thought we was cool like that. I thought me and you know what I'm saying? I thought we had something going on. So what's up with all these things coming? And so I got this book years and years and years ago. It's called Comfort for the Troubled Christians. I got this book a long time ago. Hey, Eritrea. And so when I got this book, I said, I read it because I was going through some things. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. And I just knew to pray and I knew to talk to God about it. But even then, sometimes it feels like He is not listening. He is not there. But you have to be reminded of what His word says, and His word is true. Um, and His word, it sustains us, but He doesn't lie, fail, or forsake us, and it cannot return to Him void. So He said, "I will never leave you, fail you, or forsake you." See, people will leave us, they'll fail us, and they'll forsake us. Some do it all three, and some people may never leave, but they can fail and forsake you in the same, being right in the house with you, and still will forsake you. And they may not leave, but they can fail you. So And it's not even about that. So I just wanted to say that trouble don't last always. And you say, how does this tie into a coach or speaker? I mean, it ties into it because if you don't understand that there's a process to getting through your trouble, there's a process to overcoming your trouble. It requires work, and it doesn't not just the pity party. Like you can have your pity party, but you got to come out of it. You can have a moment that you're down, and it's okay to be there, but you can't stay there. Like you got to be in your feelings and then get right back out. So it doesn't mean but it doesn't mean that what you feel isn't real. But you got to have that internal fight because sometimes, externally is just not that great. But you have to have something that you reach way down inside of you. That's so like they said in the back in the day. But you got to find something where you reach down inside of you and say, in spite of my circumstances, in spite of my situation, in spite of my financial issues, in spite of this my illness or my sickness or this thing that they say I have, this too shall pass. I'm an overcomer. I am healed. My good days outweigh my bad days. You know, Trouble don't last always. What are you believing in? What are you holding on to? And if it's not God, it has to be something that's higher and greater than you. What is going to pull you up, to your highest point. You got to go and dig deep into your highest self. You can't function in your low vibration or your low energy. Some people call it devil energy because it's low. So you got to come out of that. You got to quit being the victim. You got to quit placing blame. You got to claim your part and be accountable. But you got to also speak to your situation, speak to your health, speak to your body, speak to your mind, speak to your finances. You got to speak to um, even the situations, maybe something going on with your children, your family, your job, your career, your businesses, whatever the case may be, even your own mind, you got to speak to yourself. You got to wake up every day and you got to talk. And you got to talk the right talk. I mean, we can all murmur, complain, and grumble, but you got to flip that around to something positive because it says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. So I don't care if you believe or don't believe, you reap what you sow. Whatever you put out, you get back. Your life is a sum total of all of the decisions that you made in your life thus far. So if you want to have a change, you got to be the change. So this little book, it says what to do with your troubles. I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to read a few tidbits out of here. And I just want to encourage you to know that trouble doesn't last always. And it seems like, the time is passing by so fast. It was just like November the 1st. But I'm not like overly consumed. I'm not overly worried and stressed about how fast time is passing. I'm not overly concerned about anything, but what I want to do is I'm more concerned about what am I doing with my time. What am I doing with my time in spite of the situations going on around me, with me, my family, my children, even some things with my home. Like in spite of all those things, what am I doing with my time? I may not get everything done, but I learn to chunk things up. I may have 20 things to do, but what's my top four for today? What's my top four? And maybe I add two more. So, but if as long as I get those four things done, then I'm good. It's when we try to do too much that makes us overwhelmed. We try to complete the entire list. You can't do that if you're one person. You're one. You are one person, so your one self can't complete 20 things. That's why we get frustrated, we get overwhelmed, and we shut down. We're gonna go watch TV, go to sleep, go eat something, maybe drink something, talk to somebody else. We're gonna do everything but deal with that because we feel overwhelmed, and it has inadvertently shut us down. So we have to find something else to bring us comfort. But really, it's just all about making some adjustments and adaptability. Looking at what's more important. I mean, everything is important, but what's a priority? And then you got to know that you only get one life. You only have one self, one mind, one body, one soul, one spirit. So even if you have family, children, husband, wife, whatever the case may be, you still got to take out time for yourself. You got to take out time for yourself and then take out time for God or whoever it is that you believe in that's of a higher source. God, universe. I mean, people say all kind of things, but I believe in God. I always say that. I'm never going to change that. But it's not about me forcing anything on you. It's just letting you know I respect what you do, but this is where I stand. And it's through him and his guidance that I'm able to do these things that I do now. I'm able to come on here and talk and share and lead you, you know, um, to encourage you to, get the help you need. Coaching, therapy, small group, one-on-one group coaching, or just looking at some time to take care of yourself. I had a conversation earlier with someone, and we were talking about the different things that we've experienced and are experiencing, and oh my God, the holidays are coming up. But it's like you have to maintain a sense of control of your emotions, and you can't get overwhelmed and stressed out because your kids want 1,000 things, and then your family, and you got to travel back and forth. You got to just, I just got full talking about that just then. So you got to like breathe, and you can only do what you can do. You can only control what you can control. That's talked about in church Sunday. You can only control what you can control. So that's all that matters. And oftentimes we try to control other people, control things and situations. And even today, I was like, you know what? I can't control this insurance company. I can't control the slack or the lack of cars, because all I can do is control me and how I respond. Don't have a reaction, but your response. So trouble is everywhere. Now, some people would love to have your life, so you got to be reminded of that, because there are times when you feel like, oh my God, it's falling apart, but you can often go past someone, look at someone, drive somewhere, or just reflect on something, or run into somebody, and you're like, oh my God, my life is not that bad, or my situations aren't that bad. You can say, yes, they're real, but somebody would love to have your bad day. There's somebody who would love to have your bad day, okay? Because that would be a good day for them. So you have to count your blessings. You got to walk in the attitude of gratitude. You got to count it all joy. I know, and I'm not preaching, but I'm just telling you how to get through your life transitions, how to go along with the shifts of your life and the ebbs and flow. Did I get there overnight? No. But have I arrived to a point where I can say it with you and know with the surety and assurance that it works? Yes. So I'm not telling you anything that I have not experienced or been through or haven't grown through and developed through and processed through. That's why I am officially certified, but to be certified and qualified, because it's real on both sides. So, trouble, what to do with your troubles? If you have some troubles, cheer up. That's so funny, huh? How oxymoronic does that sound? Says, cheer up with my troubles? What? Says God is keeping his promise. In the world, in the Bible says, is in the world, ye shall have tribulation. That's John 16:33. He said, but he does not promise us a life without problems, sorrows, or trials, but he does tell us what to do with them. Jesus said, be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And it's like, okay, you know that and you holding on to that, but it's like, but help me overcome the world. Help me overcome these bills. Help me overcome these bad children. Help me overcome this marriage that's falling apart. Help me overcome this job that's driving me crazy, and this boss and these co-workers who what is it called? Them chatty Cathys and just catty, and the people who undermining and betraying everybody, looking out for themselves. We live in that world full of people who just so overly entitled, right, about themselves. It's so self-consumed. Nobody is really in the compassion and giving, and it's everything. I ain't gonna say everything, but most things, people have a motive. People have this, what's in it for me? We want it instantaneous. We want everything microwave. Some people want stuff faster than the microwave now, but it's like, whew, you got to just fall back. You got to get back to the basics. So he says, I have overcome the world. So that's why he says that you are more than a conqueror. You are an overcomer. You got to go. You don't have to read the whole Bible. I mean, that's good and everything, but you got to go find what works for you. The book, a book, the Bible, a song, a scripture, a video. I have to get up and listen to motivational things every morning, because when you pour out a lot, you got to replenish yourself. Even with being a teacher in the classroom, you give, give, give. But it's not just about the curriculum. It's about those kids, their everyday life, where they come in with so many troubles and issues, and then you just looking at the people around you. And so you never know why you are where you are. That's what they said. You are exactly where God wants you to be. It doesn't seem like it, because we're trying to get out. You know what I mean? We're trying to make a move. We're trying to bust a move. We're trying to get around, get somewhere else, figure out how to make something else happen. And he'll show you that. But one thing I've learned with each transition, each school I've been in, when I left Birmingham, came to Georgia, when I left my first school, went to Thero, and then went to Grady, it wasn't until I fulfilled the purpose in those places that I was released. Even all the times I wanted to leave. When I left Huffman, it made the door just open. When I left there, I wanted to leave every year. Every year I was there. But I wouldn't have met the people I met, the girls I've met who came to my program, who are now fully, adult. They're fully grown women and adults with families, and they've done great things. And, I don't take credit for all of it, but a lot of it is because I was in that place. So I was so busy trying to get out. God had me there for a reason. Even the friends that I've made, being there. Some of the first friends I had here in Georgia, and lifetime friendships, but all the troubles that was in there, and the different things, the politics and all that stuff, you just like, what? And then the other school, when I was at Grady for 10 years. And so when my season was up, even if you want to stay somewhere, when you want to leave too soon, he's not gonna let you. And if you want to stay longer than you're supposed to be, it's not gonna work out. So it's like when the time is right, when your season is up, when you have matured, and when you have, what's the word I want? It's just saying when you served your purpose and the season is up, or the time is up, or some things about to come down, and God want to protect you from something and get you out of this situation, then guess what? He's gonna move you. But if he has somewhere else for you to go, you're gonna go. But if we look at our troubles and the grief and the stress and the overwhelm that comes with it, then we got to, we'll lose sight of what it is while we're there. So if you're ready to make a move, I don't know why, I just want to even part what I'm going to say, but that's what I began to say. It's like, you know, when I was ready to make that move, I was like, Lord, this is just too much from the first school to the second school, you know, and he opened that door because I didn't even go through this whole quote unquote process they would go through to get to Grady. It was crazy. But I had to I had to start looking at, okay, show me why I'm here. So begin to ask God, why are you here? Be it a job, a business, your home, your life, your family, whatever it is. What's my purpose? Why am I here? Like, show me what it is I'm supposed to be doing. Because the sooner you get done what you're supposed to do, the sooner you'll go, if that makes any sense. So it says Paul was in trouble. He was a prisoner on the way to Rome in a creaky old ship. He faced trial by Caesar, who was not noted for friendship with the Christians. Then contrary winds, a storm, shipwreck, and no hope. Have you ever been at the place of no hope? Do you want do you know what Paul did? He said, I believe God. Do you really believe him? Really? It is not it is not only the words we speak, but the circumstances under which we say them that reveal real character. I believe God. It is easy to say. That's easy to say. I believe you, God. I trust you. He says, but no one ever said it was more unbelievable circumstances than Paul. The story recorded in Acts 27, it gives us one of the great pictures of faith in the Bible. So that's the other thing. You got to hold on to your faith. It's like things come to test our faith. Like if you watch some of the other videos I did last week, I come home, I went to the retreat, came home, and my son's like, oh, it was an accident, it wasn't my fault. Somebody hit him, the car's messed up. He's okay. He has to get some treatment, be at the chiropractor for 2 or 3 months or whatever. And then I come in, there's a hole in the garage. I'm like, where did this come from? Just no warning, no sign, no, I'm just watering the hole. I'm like, okay, Jesus, like for real. So I'm like, is this you coming to test my faith or the devil coming to test my gangster? But I'm like, both of y'all, I need a time out, I need a break. But it's like, it's coming to test your faith. How you going to respond? You going to cry, give up, murmur, pout? Are you going to or are you gonna, do that? You can do both. I saw that meme that says, "Are you gonna cry about it? Are you gonna, or are you gonna boss up?" It said, "First off, I'm gonna do both." So I did both. I didn't really cry, but I was just like, "Okay, oh my God!" I just went to bed or whatever. I said a prayer, did something else. I just went. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm just gonna go to sleep and try again tomorrow. But it's all about your faith. Like, do you believe? I'm like, God. Then I say, God, you know what? This is not for me. I don't know what this is. I don't know what great thing you're going to bring about out of these two situations that come to, maybe he said that could be quote unquote looking at something not for my good, but he said all things work together. It didn't say just the good, but all things work together for the good of those who love him, who are called according to his purpose. So I'm like, you're going to flip the script on this. It's going to turn out to be something great. But I have to keep speaking it every day. Every day when I'm calling the people insurance, oh, we got to talk to the policyholder. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, well, no, you can't get the car. You got to wait. You put it in. I'm like, this car is not drivable. It's not safe. And, but all these different things, everything that comes to cause a contrast or resistance, you got to speak against it. And you got to repel those negative things because it will shut you down if you don't speak it. That's why you have to speak things into the atmosphere, and you have to write things out as well. So we may liken Paul's voyage to life. It is truly a voyage of faith. I pray that so basically it's just saying that this says, I pray that this Bible study will give you some help in your own voyage of life. I think I got this book it was 99 cents. 99 cents, both such a jewel and a nugget. I got this years ago. I think had to be, yeah, because I was going through the divorce or whatever. So one thing it says, get started. It says Paul's consuming passion for years had been to preach the gospel in Rome. Blah, blah, blah. It was no mistake that Paul was on his way to Rome with Caesar paying the fare. It says we launched, which meant that they committed themselves to the sea. First, it was determined that we should sail. They made up their minds to go, then started. They would not have arrived in Rome if they had not launched. So the biggest thing is you got to start. And we often look for the right time to do something or to begin something or to say, okay, well, oh, ain't the right time. Oh, I don't got myself all the way together. Oh, I got to get my mind right. Oh, my life ain't quite right. Oh, well, when this go over with, then I'm going to do right or I'm going to start. Or, once this person leave me alone or if they do one more thing or, well, I just got to do this. Well, when I lose 30 pounds, then I'm going to do it. Or when I gain 30 pounds, then I'll make the change or take the chance. But the biggest thing is you got to start. Paul never would have started his journey if he didn't launch. You don't know what's ahead of you, but that's what faith is all about. It says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. Who needs faith for what they already have? I don't need faith for this house. I live in it. I got it. Or I need faith for anything that's in here. I need faith for the whatever this repair is going to be. Faith that I know things are going to be covered under my homeowner's insurance, and hopefully with a little residual change left over. Faith is knowing that once everything is done with my son's situation, his car is everything, he's going to have a new one and everything's going to be fine. Faith is knowing that my situation with my car is going to be fine, even before I get it. This knowing that when I go, God, first of all, God going to already lead me to the right place, right person, right thing, and the things that I have written out that I desire. So He's going to give it to me just that way. That's what my faith says. But I got to get started. I can't not look. I can't not call the homeowners insurance. I can't call Allstate. I can't not begin to do things that are gonna make my health better. I can't not do things that are gonna make my mind better or make my mind right. You got to start somewhere. And it says that they would never have arrived if they didn't launch. So dreams, visions, desires, resolutions have their place, but what we need, but what we need is the faith to get started or the faith to launch. That's all launching means. When Steve Harvey talked about jumping and taking the plunge, it's just about doing the scared, having the, you're confident, but having the courage to just keep going. It says some people never accomplish anything because they never start. So how many things have you ever done or started to do or wanted to do? And shoulda, coulda, woulda, is the topic of your conversation. So you got to know you got to start somewhere. Period. You just got to start. So don't be that one of those some people who never accomplish anything because you never get started. Do it scared. You're not going to have all the expertise. I didn't have all the expertise when I started coaching and consulting and speaking. I just knew that I wanted to do it. I've always wanted to do it. Even when I was teaching, even in that, I've always done it. But I've always wanted to do something different. I love teaching, but I wanted to get out of that to do it on a bigger scale, a greater scale. So it wasn't about, I'm still teaching. It's just not, I'm not confined to a classroom every single day. I just go when I want to. But others are so afraid of making a mistake that they never do anything. And that's the thing. People never take a chance, never take a risk. I've been a risk taker, but I'm calculated with my moves. But in this year, woo, it's been a year of adaptability, adjustability, and flexibility. So I'm still taking the risk, but it's like it's had to be done a different way because see, God knows how we all are. He knows our quirks and how we, that's what I'm gonna say. He knows how we do things. He just knows us. He knows our ins and outs. He knows our quirks, knows our strengths, knows our weaknesses. So, and he knows how to perfect us. He knows how to elevate us, and he knows how to shift us and sift us at the same time. So I needed to go through those different things that take away my gotta be this way, no way, or straight this way. But also to remind you though, too, for me, that I had to return to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with some things in my life. But it says I would rather do something wrong than do nothing. So it's like make the mistake, fail at it, try it, do it. You'll never know. But how can you perfect something, correct something, or progress in something if you don't take a chance, you don't make a move? How can you do that? It says I could at least learn something from your mistake. And that's the thing about our mistakes. We don't make the, well, some people do. It's not a mistake when you keep doing it over and over again, but you learn something from it. And it good, bad, and different, big, small, whatever. You learn, and that's how you grow. That's how you develop. That's how you proceed. That's how you become an expert, quote unquote, expert, and you can able to share. See, some people go through things and their life may not ever change, but they're able to share with someone else. I heard someone talking about this on Saturday, said that the person got caught up with drugs and things of that nature, but even though their life didn't bounce back to the way they wanted to, but they were able to tell other people, look, don't do what I did. Don't make the same mistakes I made. This is my life because of this, that, and the other. So some of our lessons don't have to be bought lessons. They can be taught lessons. Um, This is there are thousands of Christians who honestly desire to do something for Christ, but they never accomplish it because they never get started. Good intentions are not good enough. Begin, launch, and start. And it is important with your Christian walk and or whatever your walk may be, with your spiritual life or whatever. But it's also very, very important with your everyday life, with your goals, your dreams, your what you want to accomplish, what you want to see manifest. Because when we have reach our goals, and it helps those who will come after us. See, we can't do anything about the people that's in front of us. We can help them, but they've already led their you know led their path has already been laid. They've already done their due. And the older we get, um the least likely it is that we're going to change, because we get conditioned, and we change because we have to, or because we're forced to most of the time, or we just get to the point where, like, okay, I need to do something different. But that's still something that made you do it, and in some instances it's you're forced to. So when people get sick, or a disease comes up, or diabetes, or different things like that, and people are like, okay, you better do right or you gonna die. So that is a forced change. But see, that's how sometimes God has to do us. He got to force us to get it together, get our mind right, get your ish right, get your mind right, get your life right. But again, if you don't start, so I used to, and even with this, I'm like, okay, I gotta get this first, get that first, get my logo, get my this, get my website, da da da. And I mean, all those things are falling into place now. But it's like, if you're gonna wait for all those things to be ready, you'll never get started. Get started. So I started with going live. I'm like, oh my God, going live. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, when I'm with in my comfort zone with certain people and things, I can talk. I mean, I do. It's easy, but it was just something about that video and this little number in the corner. You'd be like, oh my God. But it's just like, you got to get to the point. You got to zone all that out. You got to know that it's not about you per se. It's about those that you've come to empower and uplift, those you come to serve, those you come to help. You don't know other people's schedules. It's definitely not about comparing and competing. So you just got to just get in the zone, act like you don't see that over there, and just know that it's a thing called replays. It's a thing called sharing. Sharing is caring. So share the video, please. Thank you so much. They comment, talk, but it's just more so about. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So, but if I never started, here I am. I think I did my first video in March. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And it was Conquer Fear every day. So from March to now, even in the times I didn't feel like it, but I go more often. I come and I share, and I look at the number, but I don't, and I just keep it. But it's because it's about building and growing and developing and perfecting, not being perfect. And then once you get started, the next key thing is to not stop. So it says don't stop. Um, so it says, notice that order. We launched. The winds were contrary. Start something for the Lord, and the devil will stir up a contrary wind. The Christian life is not always smooth sailing. Storms arise, winds blow, Satan opposes. But if you start something for God, the devil will send a storm. Paul had been talking to God about their predicament, hidden away somewhere in the lower part of the ship. Paul prayed. It says it pays to be on a praying terms with God when trouble comes. Some people never pray until it's too late, and that's the thing. Like, and it is there, and some people get a chance to do it. It's death, burial, repentance, and all. I don't care if they say they don't believe in God. If when something bad happens, when there's trouble in the land, and especially across the land, like the fires and the shootings and the killings that we've seen lately, and just the storms and different things happen, the first thing people say, pray, send up your condolences. Oh my God. So people who've never said anything about God is, oh my God. And some people do get a chance to have that final word, that final repentance. But what if you practice something, a daily prayer, a daily ritual, a daily routine that kept your spirit, uplifted and strengthened? So when the trouble does come, you're going to respond, you're going to react maybe, but then you'll change your reaction to a response. But God, you said, Lord, your word said, well, universe, you said, when I put this out, this comes back. Higher being, power, whoever you pray to, whatever you say. Okay, and I say, God, but your Lord, your word said that the meek shall inherit the land. You know, not to fret not myself because of evildoers. I was young, but now I'm old, but I've never seen the righteous forsaken or the seed begging bread. You told me that I'm more than a conqueror. You said that I'm overcomer. You said if I'm not double-minded because I'm not tossed to and fro. So, but you told me to be content. You told me to press toward the mark. You got to go back and find those things. You told me to have joy and, bless you at all times, to seek ye first the kingdom of God and your righteousness, and all things be added unto me. You told me to, with prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, to make my requests be made known unto you. So these are my requests. Make haste, deliver me, cut the stuff out. These shenanigans are not for me. So, you got to start, but then when you start, you can't stop. And I've been guilty of it. I've often said on my videos, I am not exempt from nothing I say here, period. But it's like, we're not exempt. We're not exempt from it. No one is exempt, but I am exempt from an outcome that's not for my greatest and highest good, because I'm connected to the source, the one who works all things out for my good. And no weapon formed against me shall prosper or stand. And every tongue that rises shall be refuted. So oh my God, if I can talk about the betrayals, talk about the lies, talk about the stuff I don't even have no clue. I'm like, Lord, I don't even know. How did I even get in this conversation? But see, sometimes when you are who you are, the enemy doesn't like that. He does not like you to be who you are. He don't want you to shine. I used to be so oblivious to some things, but it's just because of my air. But that's because of what he put on me. It has nothing to do with me per se. I'll be like, Lord, show me what people see. Like, let me see me how you see me or how they see me. Then I can better understand the shenanigans or the issues or whatever. But when you just, anointed, or you just blessed, or you just graced with that aura that he gives you, you can't do anything about it. So you can't shrink or fall back. I've been in that place before. I'm like, well, I don't want this attention, or people be getting the wrong idea. But don't let anybody else make you shrink.